Hey everybody, welcome to my channel or welcome back to my channel. Today's video is really special because I'm going to be interacting for the very first time with a fellow booktuber. And I'm also excited to introduce her to you guys. So without any further ado, let's meet Fathiyah. Hello Fathiyah.
Hi,
How are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you. And how are you?
I'm fine, alhamdulillah. Thank you for joining me today.
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you from and what do you do? And also a little bit about your BookTube channel.
All right.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. It's so grateful to be here, and thanks to Ayesha for this collaboration. So my name is Fathiyah from channel Fathiyah M, but people always call me Fatih, and I came from Indonesia. I'm graduated from midwifery faculty, and for now I love making a video content about books. So my YouTube channel mostly talk about books, reviews, recommendation, reading vlogs, and also love to kind of do unboxing stuff. And I also shared literature about writing and how we can earn money from writing. And my activities right now is maybe fully mom and to be a content creators. So I also built a bookie shop currently. It names Volatile Crate. It kind of like a subscription box about books like a pin, bookmarks, t-shirt, mug, and many stuff. So that's for me.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing everything about yourself in brief. I will leave the link to Fathiyah's channel in the description of this video, so you can go ahead and check it out and also subscribe. And not only that, we also filmed a collaborative video over at her channel yesterday, and we talked about Muslims in this era and racism and all that kind of stuff. So if you are interested, I will also leave the link to that in the description of this video. Now let's move on with the video. I want to ask, how has your reading journey been like? Who motivated you and how many years it has been since you have been reading?
Okay. I started to read when I'm in junior high school, and from that my ahun gave me a little magazine. It's a story about kids who want to make a tree survive. Like it's magazine, like there is a story behind that. So it's a story about a kids, and I read that and I feel like OMG, I love it so much, this story, and I want to read more. I want to read more books, and so from that I asked my mom to buy me a book. It's like a 10-lit story, you know. Yeah, so going to high school, I tried to buy a book again. I remember that the book that I bought is a religious books. The title is Land of Five Tower, or Indonesian person is Negeri Lima Menara by Ahmad Fuadi. It's a great story. So besides that, in high school, I brave myself to write a short story and asked to myself to read that, and grateful they enjoy my write. So weird to ask my friend, please read my writing. This is my writing. So they read, oh, this is good. Oh, thank you. So then I started in college student in midwifery, so intense and likes to both books again, and from that I collecting my book until now. So
that's interesting. So what genres do you like to read?
About the genres that I always read is most prefer romance comedy or like mental health story. It's a great story, I think, and also fantasy or more horror and thriller.
I love thriller.
Psychology, yes.
I told you.
Yes. Yeah, that's my genre mostly right now that I always read.
Do you read fantasy and stuff?
Yes, I read fantasy recently, but I used to do not like to read fantasy. I really no, I don't want to resist with the genres, but I used to don't like to read it. I just like, oh my god, this is not my type of read. Yes, and but I try to read the Illuminati files. And wow, this is such an amazing book, a fantasy book. Then from that, I try to read more fantasy.
Okay. And have you read Harry Potter?
Yeah, of course.
You are a Potterhead
Harry,
then.
Harry Potter is legend. Oh my God, everybody, I think everybody loves that.
Yeah, obviously. But there are people who haven't read it. So now tell me what makes a book perfect for you. Is it the writing style or the characterization, or it's just the general theme of the book? What makes a book perfect for you?
Oh, for me, a perfect book, it's about how the author give the next execution about their writing style and the conflict, I think. I more like the conflict is a little bit on fire on the opening so that I choose if I want to continue this book or no. Also, the characters. They have to be strong, more alive, so that I can feel the characters more whenever she hurt or feeling happy. But I think the theme of the story, plot, conflict, and the background details and character and also writing style is more important. I think all of them is more important to the story, and it's one package to make a great story. And I think every book is perfect book for the readers. But
yeah, exactly. It's personal.
yes, every book indeed. But honestly, I personal for me, I have more like the writing style. If I like the writing style, okay, I continue to read that.
I agree with you that it's pretty individual as to who likes what kind of books. So that's why I asked you that question. Now, moving forward, tell me a little bit about what do you think about the current BookTube community? Do you think that there is a certain pressure around the members of the community that we have to read a certain kind of books or we have to read certain amounts of book in a certain period of time? So what do you think about that? Do you think that there is a pressure?
Okay, this is a really good question. Before I think Booktuber community is a place that we can share each other and we support whenever we share a new video. But in Indonesia, it owns, there is a Booktuber community named Booktuber Indonesia. So if you can search in YouTube or Instagram, it will be pop up in the top. We also have a group chat, so we can share our new video in there. And I think Booktuber community is important. It's an important place to grow and develop our creation.
I agree. Yeah.
Yes, of course. And the community has a big privilege to make a large relation. So if you join the community, you have a really big relation, really large connection to publisher and author and the brand. They morely catch up to you to promotion their brands and making you the content, I think.
Okay. So do you think that there is a pressure that we have to read these many books in this?
Of course. That's how I feel every day when I read. I have a struggle and for the pressure to read quick.
Exactly. That's the issue.
It's a really big struggle. I was struggling to have a read in certain amount time, and because I have so many books to be read. But beside that, instead I enjoy it. I enjoy to have a book that I have to read. I just have to take it easy to read that, so that I can run out book to read. It's okay to be fast read and it's okay to be slow. Just enjoy it. But it's struggling, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's a struggle, and I think that there is a pressure that you have to read these certain types of books and certain amount of books within a year or so. So related to this question, I wanted to ask, do you set reading goals every year? Do you have a set amount of number that, okay, I am going to be reading these many books in a year?
Yes. Since last year in 2021, I set my TBR or current rate 47 books to
wow, that's awesome.
Yes. But I think it's a little bit other than my friends. My friend is like up to 15 or like 18. Yeah, they're like, how do you can read the whole book?
That's the question.
I just set my TBR in my Goodreads is like last year like around 47, but this year I set up more high than last year is 50.
Okay. And did you achieve that? Did you?
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
wow, that's awesome.
Yes.
You read 50 books last year.
Not 50 book in last year, but 43, I think, from
That's still great.
47. A little
That's
bit,
great.
little bit more complete, but oh my God, I will give up. I just continue in this year.
Yeah, that's totally fine as long as you are reading, right? And what makes you DNF a book? What makes you put it away?
Yes, this is a great question too. Something that make me DNF, where like the story is not connected. I mean, between the plot there is no continuity, and the chemistry of the characters is not built well. And maybe the reason is the conflict is just too flat, and there's no feeling in touch about the plot. I think that's because last year I have one book in the DNF, and but I tried to read that again, and oh, I did it. I read it too, and I have read that finally.
Do you have this feeling that you feel bad while putting a book away without reading it?
Yes, of course. I feel bad.
Right?
I mean, like I thinking, book. Sorry, I can read you for now.
Yeah.
Maybe later. Your story is not typical for me.
Yeah. I
I'm so
can understand
sorry.
the feeling.
Yeah.
And do you read books on the basis of how famous they are and how everybody's talking about them? Like there are certain books where which are being talked about on social media a lot. So do you read those books or do you just skip them?
Yes, sometimes Booktuber, Bookstagrammer, or Book Talk is really influence us to read that book. More important that sometimes I read based on the popularity of the book sometimes, but not in bit based on my own. Sometimes there is a hype or a popular book, and when I read it, it's not sweet for me. Oh my God, I feel like this is a popular book and everybody talk about it, but so sorry, I don't like it.
Yeah.
Sometimes there's a book that my friends also recommend, and I know that a popular book, which I love it. So sometimes there is a popular book that I can read it, I don't like it, but sometimes a popular book I like it. So it's
I agree. I agree with that because it again comes down to individual choices, right?
yes,
Like certain people like certain books and then certain others don't like those books. But I think that because a book is circulating on social media a lot, it just makes it happen that you are supposed to like that book. You know, if you are not liking it, then there is a problem with you. It just comes down to that. But again, it's like it's individual choice, right? So share your selection process. How do you select a book when you are going to a bookstore or when you are online? When you've seen a book that makes you buy it.
Mostly I just selected my reads randomly. Whether it's popular or non-popular, if I think that the book is worth it to read, or I'm a little bit curious about the story, I will buy and I will read that. And just whenever I like and curious about the, I think more like whenever the story is good, I will continue to read it. Just randomly.
Yeah, I think mine is same like yours. I also go on Amazon and just scroll down books, and whenever I find something that interests me, I just put it in my cart. So now finally share your favorite books with us and why are they your favorites?
So there are 5 books that I want to recommend you. First things is the name Finance. This is
That's the one that you recommended to
yes,
me.
of course. You have to read this. Okay, this book is talk about the genre. It's the title before that the title is Finance by Minato Kanae. It's a Japanese story. The
Okay.
background is in Japanese, so if you want to read it, there is a translator in English. And this book is talk about child who has killed by
Okay.
someone, by a stranger, and that child is like still 10 years old. The conflict is there are five friends that show his kill, and
Okay.
that their friend have to be in the police to make agreement about how your friends is be killed. So the second one book that I want to recommend is this is Malaysia.
Okay.
Bayangan Clarissa. It's author Ahmad Kamal Azman. It's this book is talk about a young girl again. It's like 10 years old again. Always send a message in email everybody, and if that the receiver the message can send back to the other, so he will die.
Oh, okay.
And the third book that I want to recommend is I Want to Die But I Want to Eat Tteokbokki. It's a
Okay.
Korean book by the author Baek Si-hee. This is nonfiction,
Okay.
and a mental health story about
Okay.
someone who want to end her life because they have a depression, and they
Oh, okay.
go to scatter and ask about how life is going on, like
Okay.
something like that. This is the motivated our life. Last but not least, I think I have so many books that I want to recommend, but the duration is not okay. It's Pandada. It's a non-fiction also, but it is like a comic, a graphic
Oh,
novel.
graphic
But
novel.
don't be underestimate about the book. This is not for child. This is for us. This is for adults who have many questions about their life. Sometimes
Okay.
we just ask ourselves, did I better than others?
Oh, yeah. We compare each other, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Then this is a book that can motivate you to
Okay.
grow up, to involve yourself, to now give up of your life.
Uh-huh.
This is the best
Oh,
book. So
wow.
that's book that I want to recommend. Actually, there's many, but yeah, that's five is the best.
Your top five.
Yes.
You have a pretty diverse taste. You read very, very many books, different kinds of books,
Yeah,
right?
I try to read many genre, but I feel like more comfortable to read like romance, comedy. This is comedy too. This comedy too.
Okay.
There's a little bit comedy, but this is motivate you also.
Right, right. I am not much into romance genre at all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
And who are your favorite authors?
Oh, my favorite. I have so many, but in Indonesia, I have Orizuka, and I have Windri Ramadina. But in outdoor international, of course, I love J.K. Rowling,
Yeah.
and I love Stephen King, and I
Okay.
love Minato Kanae and Akiyoshi Rikako. It's a
Okay.
Japanese title.
I haven't read any book of Stephen King.
Okay.
Yeah, because I think he writes horror, right?
Yes. One
I'm
of
scared
the
of horror. Thank you so much, Fathiyah. That was awesome. We had a lot of fun talking. I will leave the link to Fathiyah's channel in the description of this video, so you can go ahead and check it out and subscribe. And also, you can also check out her Instagram because she's doing an incredible work. And that's it. I will see you guys really soon, inshallah. Till then, take care. God bless you. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.